Hello again, world. It's your girl Dana Monet here again to recap season 15, the farewell season of American Idol, and week 1 of season 10 of The Voice. Yes, people, I will be recapping both at the same damn time. Not really at the same time, but do Idol first, and then I'm going to do The Voice. So we're going to get into top 8 week of Idol top 10 thing, but it's 8, whatever they want to call it. So I'm going to start off with the whole bottom 3 situation. I told you guys last week that the only exceptional bottom 3 recipients would be Gianna, Tristan, and Lee. And look what y'all done did. Y'all done put my Avalon and poor Olivia Rocks in the bottom 3. Like, what the hell? You know, and I will say this. I have been a little bit pissed off because most of the time, like the semifinals, when we normally start voting, we weren't able to vote and the judges had a lot of control. I was upset about that. But then America voted and they messed it up once again. And I'm just like, what the hell? So I mean, it was just a hot mess, but let's just get right into it. And first, I'm going to talk about Olivia, who sang Trouble by Pink. And again, I'm appalled that she was in the bottom 3. And I feel like she actually did everything that she needed to do vocally and performance-wise for that particular performance to stay in the competition. However, her choice of Trouble, especially when the theme was Grammy-winning songs or Grammy-winning performances or whatever they wanted to call it, there's a spectacle of music that she could have chosen, and her voice is like so reminiscent of Christina Aguilera as far as what she does with her voice, like random high notes and, you know, belting here and there. Like why didn't you just sing Christina Aguilera or something? I don't understand, but her going first last week, that really hurt her, obviously, even though her performance was very good. I actually gave her a B+ for the Trouble performance because I thought it was really good. And to me, she's a perfect example of the double eliminations being a bad idea because she doesn't have enough time to grow. Like, she really could have grown in this competition and definitely was a potential winner. And she had, opportunity to really surprise us and have a trajectory. And, it's a shame that she didn't get to do that. I hope that they're doing a tour with the full top 10 because she definitely deserves to be there. So hashtag gone too soon to Olivia Rocks. And I'm giving everybody hashtags from Idol this week for, my shortened feelings about them. Gianna, If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. I'll just be a broken record saying the same thing. But I will say this. Her hair and makeup and her outfit was on fleek. I liked the look. I thoroughly enjoyed the look from Gianna. The performance, not so much. I think the beginning was good, but she struggled with the low notes. And I mean, she just wasn't ready. She wasn't ready when she auditioned. I revoked her ticket. If you remember way back, I revoked her ticket then. And she's not ready now. She just wasn't ready. So, I mean, she didn't prove that she earned her spot, at all. I do think that this was maybe her best performance, but stacked against everybody else, wah, wah, wah. So hashtag, I guess I'll settle for 1 out of 3. That means one of the 3 people that I wanted to be in the bottom 3 were in the bottom 3. And then there's my girl, Avalon, who, thank goodness, was saved by the judges. And I felt bad for Olivia, but I was like, Avalon, she got to do it. But when I saw the song choices, like the song spoilers beforehand, I was like, oh, she's singing, earned it. I was like, oh, she going to kill it. And you know what Miss Avalon went up there and did? She killed it. She worked it because she deserves it. I was like, get it, Avalon. And I feel like she earned it exactly the way that she was doing since the beginning. She was carefree. She got her swag back. She had hot sauce in her bag swag. She was feeling it. She had no inhibition. She wasn't nervous. She was just feeling it. And she did some things vocally with her voice that I haven't heard her do. Did some runs, sustained some notes. The only thing that kind of bugged me was when she did the like, it's like she skipped a note or something like that. But all of that aside, it doesn't even matter. Like, I gave her an A-. I actually gave Gianna a B-. But I think that she will continue to excel in the competition if she just does songs that are just her, when she feels comfortable on stage and that suit her vocally and artistically. Because when she does that and she's in her zone, everybody likes her. Like, everybody likes Avalon. So she could really be that like dark horse that comes up and be like, hey, psych, I beat you. So my hashtag for Avalon is hashtag yes, Miss Avalon. Love her. Okay, so next was Tristan. And I have to say, I was definitely hating on Tristan because I didn't want her to make it. I wanted her to be in the bottom 3. She sang Go Rest High on That Mountain by Vince Gill. And I said that, oh, now she chooses the moment. She does exactly what I've been telling her to do. She took her behind, right back behind that piano, gave a beautiful, heartfelt, damn near pitch perfect performance. And we know that this chick has been struggling with pitch like all season. And her tone and her voice and like everything was just on point. I was like, who is this girl? This is the one from the audition. This is the Tristan. So I'm trying to figure out if I should forgive what she's done in the past or just be like, okay, she's on an upward trajectory and she'll just get better. Like, I hope, because I'm always rooting for people to get better. I don't want people to do badly because I want it to be a good season. I want it to be great performances. But I definitely think that she upped her game majorly, and that could cause some problems for another female who I was really liking, and she kind of backpedaled this week, you know? So, you know, I don't know if this is just a fluke for Tristan or if she's, you know, just going to continue to be inconsistent. So we'll see. So her hashtag is, it's a long one, should have been bottom 3, but had a great performance. So I'm not mad if she stays next week. Trent. I really enjoyed Trent this week. Oh, and I gave Tristan a B+. He sang When a Man Loves a Woman, and this is a song that's been done quite a bit, but I think that this is probably his best performance to date and one of the top 3 performances of the night. He absolutely worked on his vibrato, like that heavy, like crazy vibrato that I normally hear. I didn't even hear any of that, as Harry noted. And he worked on his facial expressions. It wasn't all crazy face. He worked on his dynamics. Like, it was like a completely different Trent up there. Like, he took everything that everybody's been saying, you know, the judges, probably the people behind the scenes, vocal coaches and stuff, the people online, and he channeled that into a really, really great vocal performance. Like, I can't even be mad at him. Like, he did, like, I just am so impressed with the fact that he was able to take the feedback that he's been getting and really utilize that and work on, you know, the things that he needed to work on. And it showed in his performance. Like, you don't see people do that all the time. So I am, you know, perfectly fine with Trent remaining in the competition. He got an A- for me. And you know what? My hashtag for Trent is hashtag Trent is back, and I wouldn't mind if he won. I wouldn't. He's probably the only guy at this point. Yeah, he's the only guy that I would be okay with winning. All the other guys, I don't know if I'd be okay with them winning at this point. Next is Mackenzie. He sang I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. I like what Mackenzie was trying to do, switching it up with the song choice and everything like that, but it definitely fell flat for me. I like the arrangement, but he didn't really do anything with it to take it anywhere. And upon, you know, a couple listens, like the background singers were like Allison Irahita, who shouldn't be a background singer on American Idol. She needs to be performing, but save that for another day. But they were completely overpowering him, like vocally. Like, I'm like, hello, where's Mackenzie? He sounded like he was a background singer singing harmony. Like, that's what That's what Mackenzie sounded like. And like I've been saying before, he needs to work on being creative and original. Yeah, it was cool to flip a Whitney song or whatever, but it's not like people on YouTube don't do that every day. He needs to do something more jarring. Like they need to give him the green light to sing another one of his original songs. He needs to be more creative. Like when he sang in his audition and did a medley of the judges' songs, like he needs to think outside the box because his voice is simply not strong enough. So he has to push the envelope in that creative, original direction, or else people are going to get sick of him. I mean, the girls, they can vote for Dalton. They can vote for Trent. And hell, they might even vote for Lijon. So Mackenzie is going to have to step it up if he wants to stay. So, you know, he may need to be a shock bottom 3 recipient to get a wake-up call and hashtag getting bored. So that's how I feel about Mackenzie. Next was La freaking Porsche, or should I say Miss Slay Porsche, who did it again. Now, I have a couple of qualms for her performance. First off, I'm getting sick of people singing Halo by Beyonce. Like, Beyonce is one of my favorite artists. Actually, she is my favorite artist, like next to Mariah Carey. It's like they're like neck and neck, right? So, but I can't stand the song Halo. I'm like, she has so many other amazing songs. And then her outfit was like very 70s. It was very, I'm about to sing One Night Only in Dreamgirls. Like it totally was giving me that Dreamgirls feel, like just extra sparkly. However, all was kind of forgiven when she started singing because she sang so amazingly. And actually the outfit actually kind of worked for the stage setting. There are certain things like when it comes to hair, makeup, and styling that work on the stage that just don't work when you just see her like sitting in a chair. But it worked like with the backdrop. Like I wasn't even mad at it. But I just love the way she approached Halo and the acapella part in the middle there, because at first I thought she was done and I was like, that's it. And then she did this, oh, I can feel it, oh, I can breathe it. Oh God, La Portia. I was just like, oh my goodness. And then she, you know, she threw Idol into it. She was like, Idol, I can feel your halo. And she does the halo at the end, like, oh my gosh. And then she pulls it back at the end. Like she just knows, like dynamics are like, she just knows the art of dynamics and runs. And as Harry said, the arc of a song, like she just knows what she's doing. Like she just needs to be like performing on the Grammys. Like she just needs to be there and doing it because she is a pro. And I gave her an A. And I gave Mackenzie a B- for those of you who need to know that. I mean, if she keeps on doing what she's doing, I know that people say a lot of things and they're like, a big voice diva, you can't win, da, 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 da. I don't know. But if she keeps on doing what she's doing, like, it's going to be difficult to not see her in that finale, honestly. With it being such a short season, if she delivers every week, like, why couldn't she make the finale, right? And why couldn't she win, honestly? So, you know, hashtag slay bitch. That's, there's just no other words. So moving right along to Lijon, who sang Use Somebody by Kings of Leon. And I gave Lijon a B-. I do think that he stepped up his game, even though I wanted him to be in the bottom 3. But I wasn't surprised that he got voted through, especially since he's a guy and he's cute and he plays the guitar, even though he's black, but you know, people like that. The guitar playing cute little boy thing. I don't think it wasn't enough. It was enough though. His voice sounded better. I think that he did some runs and some things with his voice that I hadn't heard him do. So I was like, okay, so, you know, and I think that this song allowed him to kind of stretch his vocals in a way that all of those Ed Sheeran songs he was singing in the past didn't allow him to do. But I still don't think it's good enough. Like, he's not going to grow to even surpass his immediate competition, which is Mackenzie, because they kind of do the same thing, and Tristan, because they're kind of in the same age range. And then let alone, you know, the really polished contestants like a La Portia or Trent or anything like that. So, I mean, I can't see him not being in the bottom 3 next week, but it's possible that he will be. So hashtag, he's still there. So that's kind of how I felt about Lee. Tried to revoke his ticket at the auditions as well. Unsuccessful. Next, Oh, Sonica. She was like my biggest disappointment. Why did you sing Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson, Sonica? Why? After Kelly Clarkson was on the week prior and had such an emotional moment with it, like, you don't sing Kelly Clarkson songs, especially not that one. Like, I would have maybe understood singing like Because of You or like Behind These Hazel Eyes or something like that, but why Since You've Been Gone? Like, why do you do this to yourself? She just, last week, her performance was so exciting, so captivating, and so unexpected, and she just pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. And then she does this karaoke version of Since You've Been Gone. I mean, vocally, she was on point. She hit all the notes, even though she could have went higher on some of the notes. But, like, I just don't understand. I can't imagine that this was her first pick. Again, the theme this week was Grammy-winning songs, Grammy-winning performances. You mean to tell me that she couldn't pick a nice, big old diva ballad to just slay us with that has been performed at the Grammys? Like, really? Like, I just don't believe that this was her first choice. I really don't. And I'm really nervous for Sonica because Olivia just got eliminated and Olivia was great. And I think that Sonica is great too, but you have to think this is a very short season. There's double eliminations. Like, you can't deliver performances like that. If she's able to somehow, survive, because I kind of feel like she might be in the bottom three, I feel like the judges will save her because I feel like she is a fighter. And I feel like when she's under pressure, like last week when she had to go right after La Porsche, I think that she does really, really well. But this has to be a wake-up call for her. Like, she can't go out there. Like, she just didn't deliver the angst that's needed for that song. But I did give her a B, and I think that she has to be 100% each week. If she's able to make it through, she has to be 100%. If she's not, then she's going to go home. So hashtag slay trickle, you'll get eliminated. Y'all know that was coming. Come on now. Anyway, last but not least, Dalton Rapattoni. He sang Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. I gave him a C+. First of all, I think that this was Dalton's weakest performance to date. Although I think he has a big enough fan base to where he'll avoid the bottom three. I kind of wish he would get in there like Mackenzie to have a shock. Actually, personally, in my opinion, I think the entire bottom three, I had predictions, but I'm kind of switching it up. But I think that the whole bottom three should be guys. I think it should be Lee, Dalton, and Mackenzie. Never going to happen. But there's always a potential for three girls to be bottom three like it was this week. But Dalton, like, he had like this great setup, and usually he does really well with connecting, and usually he sings in tune very well, and he was out of tune. He wasn't connecting. The performance fell completely flat. And this song is like totally like, this song is like fire when it comes to performing. It's like, I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones. Like, I just don't understand how you can sing this song and not feel it in your bones and be like, radioactive. Like, I don't understand how you can't like just, when you sing this song. And he was like, and also I think that it was like too low because the low notes were just fading off into space. Like, he needed to bring that up a half step. Like, it was just, I just didn't like it. So hashtag, he better be careful. So if I ruled the world, the two people that would be going home next week would actually be Lee and Mackenzie. I would send them home. Tristan definitely redeemed herself. And obviously, if this week she sucks again, I'll be eating my words. But based on her performance this week, I definitely think that Tristan should stay. I do. I think that there were other people that were worse. I really don't want Sonica to be in the bottom, but I feel like she will, but I feel like she'll get saved because I don't think there's going to be anybody else in the bottom that's going to be able to like out-sing her. So that's how I feel about Sonica. In other news on Idol, Harry Connick Jr. performed, and in my opinion, he was kind of out of tune. And he always, gets on the contestants for being out of tune. And I didn't really like his performance. Demi Lovato, while I'd rather have had an Idol alum perform and be a guest judge, I can't be mad at Demi's pipes. Like, her voice was just crazy. Although I always do feel like you can always see her trying super hard, and it's never like effortless for her. She's always putting in a lot of work to hit those notes, but damn, when she hits those notes, it is like fire. And I also have another little bone to pick with the show. Next week's theme sucks ass. And I'm sorry I had to say it like that. I've been cursing a lot on this episode. I apologize for the kids. But the theme is most performed songs on Idol. Like, no lie. Like, are we really? That's the dumbest theme ever. So we're going to hear like, I have nothing. I don't want to miss a thing. Like, I don't want to be like Stevie Wonder, like all day. Like, we're going to hear Superstition. Like, just plain dumb. So that's just stupid. So I hate the theme, but hopefully some people can rise to the occasion and do something different with these songs that we've heard a million times on Idol, as well as other reality singing competition shows. It's just dumb. All right, so now it is time to get into The Voice. And this is The Voice season 10. This is week 1 of the blind auditions. So I'm going to, discuss my favorites from both nights. And I have to say that this is a much stronger start to a season than last season was. I was like, the only good thing about last season for me was really like Jeffrey Austin. And Jordan could sing, but Jeffrey was my guy. But that was like it. Like this season, like it's so many singers that I love. It was difficult for me to narrow it down to 3. So I kind of had to narrow it down to 3 for both nights and then have like an honorable mention. It's crazy. And my girl, Christina, is back. So wanna get dirty. Okay. No, we ain't gonna get dirty, but I just wanted to sing a Christina song like on the fly. So, I mean, my top 3 from night 1, Allison Porter, Blue Bayou. That girl was just singing in a different galaxy. Like, she was crazy, like hitting these crazy notes, just effortless, just like her tone and the clear, pure sound of her voice was just perfect. Like, I loved her voice. Mike Schiavo, like he sang Talking Body, and I love his voice. He had a lot of rasp, but he was singing that and I heard the original version and I was like, nope, I like Mike's version way better. And then he did a little duet with Adam on She Will Be Loved, which is one of my favorite Maroon 5 songs. So yes, he's all right with me. And Nick Hagelin, he sang Lost Stars by Maroon 5, and Adam in his dumb behind didn't turn his chair around because he's so critical of his own songs. But I love the control of his voice, his falsetto. Like, I'm surprised Adam didn't turn around. He kind of reminded me of like Chris Jamison from season 7. Like, I was like, that could be a winner, Adam. Like, you're crazy, right? So those were my top 4, and I'm going to give an honorable mention to Katie Peters, who sang Jealous, love her lower register. Mary Sarah, first of all, love that name. She sang Where the Boys Are, clear, crisp voice also. And Abby Kelso, who sang Should Have Been Us. And Brian Bautista, he wasn't necessarily my favorite, but he's really cute, and I think that he can sing really well. And I'm kind of mad that the red-headed Latina didn't make it, because I really liked her. She was very colorful and vibrant, and she had a good voice. So I don't understand why nobody turned their chair around for her. But moving on to night 2, my favorite was Adam Wakefield, and he sang Tennessee Whiskey, just passion and just gruff tone and husky, like emotion. Like I loved his voice. It was just great. Like, anytime so far, these reality show competitions, anytime somebody's singing a song by Chris Stapleton, it's been a win-win for them. Next one was Joe Vivona, and he sang Dreaming with a Broken Heart. Like, the second I heard his voice, the tone of his voice and the rasp, and they kept on talking about some pitch problems, like, that didn't even matter to me because his voice was just so captivating. Like, I was in there, like, from the first note. And then, to kind of break up the whole kind of male vibe thing, Shayla, is it Shayla? I don't know how to pronounce her name, Fearing, but she sang What Is Love by V from Empire. And I was actually going to sing this song for my voice audition, but I didn't. But she's 15. and the tone and the control that she has with her voice and her range and her choices were just, oh, she was like, what is love if you're not here with me? That was absolutely horrible and it was off pitch. She sang it a lot better than I just did right there, but I was just trying to, but she was great. So loved her. So I'm giving an honorable mention to Laith Al-Sadi, who sang the letter, and mainly because of his insane electric guitar playing. Like, brother was playing that electric guitar. Like, I gave sang face and I was throwing shoes at his electric guitar playing. And I don't do that for people playing instruments, only singing usually, but he was killing them with that. And I liked Caroline Burns. So yeah, those were my honorable mentions. All in all, a great start out to the first week. They did have montages on the second episode. I don't appreciate the montages because I feel like they can show everybody, but whatever, they have to do it. And I totally, completely understand why The Voice is winning Emmys. And although I don't necessarily watch The Voice to see the coaches banter, I watch to listen to the voices. I was, laughing and bagging up at the stuff that they were saying and them trying to, their, pitches to try to get the contestants on their team. Like they have a way about them that it really works, that is lacking with the judges on Idol as far as a real sense of humor and real funny moments that, aren't scripted. I do believe certain things are scripted, producers are telling them what contestant is up or you should turn around for this person because nobody turned around from them last season, or this person does this, or this person had a really sad sob story. So I believe there's manipulation in that. But when it comes to just their personalities in the chair and what they do to get the contestants to pick them on their team and stuff like that, I think that is genuine to them, and I happen to enjoy it. So all in all, great start to The Voice. And, Idol is over in a couple of weeks, so it's going to be all The Voice moving forward. So excited for that. And until next time, see you later.